So, welcome to another episode of Boat Snoop. I'm your host, Clinton Johnson, and what we have for you guys today is a 2005 Catalina 36 Mark II. And I've been on this boat, checking her out. She looks to be a pretty darn clean boat, and her name is, we can see the Catalina 36 Mark II sticker there, but Catchin' Sun 2. And the owners told me that they actually had a ceramic coating put on it, which protects it. And this boat, she's a nice boat. And these Catalina 36, they're nice, big, beamy, roomy boats. They're just really nice boats. Great access off the stern if you had a dinghy or something like that. That back seat kind of folds down to a ladder. Really good size cockpit, lots of seating for friends, family, other people that are sailing with you. But let's get on board and take a closer look. As we start here on the starboard side, we are going to walk up and just check out the bow real quick. I do want to point out that both the main and jib are recently new, according to the owners of this vessel. They are made by North Sails, both the main and the jib. Great manufacturer of sails. I do want to point out that the deck on this boat is in really great shape. This diamond pattern, it looks like it's basically about brand new. So in really great condition. We get on a lot of boats and you see that wear and tear. But I'm not seeing it on this boat. As we move forward, the standing rigging looks to be pretty good shape. The owners basically told me they had a really good rigger come out just a few years ago, go through everything, check it all out. When I'm looking at the running rigging, these sheets that go up to the jib, they look to be in great condition as well. And as we move forward, yeah, that looks to be in pretty good condition. We do have an electric windlass. Do want to point out that he does have a really good anchor on here, a Rockna. Love the roll bar on those. The other option is the Mantis that has that roll bar. They really hook great when you drop them. And starting here at the bow, just give you a little bit better look, but of course we do have in-mast furling. She's not a racer. She's a really nice cruiser. So this is great if you have to reef real quick, solo, or just two people. You're not up here trying to pull down a sail and reef it in when things get nasty. And as we walk aft on the port side, you probably hear a little water running. And I can grab this rigging and actually we can see a good amount of water flowing out. That is the air conditioning. And I was down on the boat earlier, down below, and I can tell you it works great. And since it is a warm Florida day, as is usual, I can't wait to get down in the air conditioning to show you the rest of the boat down below. Now on these Catalinas, as in many of the production boats, a lot of times they make them really wide and beamy, and that's great. It's super comfortable, but look how much room in this cockpit. You could easily sit 3 people per side, so 6 people, someone helming the boat, another 1 or 2 if you stuffed them in, and even with these princess seats in the back corners, over there and over there, I mean, you could have 8-10 people in this cockpit comfortably. And here's another view of this cockpit. It's huge, large. As we walk to the helm, we have these really nice encased and closed protected nav pods to hold your instrumentation. Really like them. Nice large wheel. You can see that autopilot that's right there. And even though I have this zoomed out as far back as possible with a large wheel, which is nice and comfortable, I can't even capture it all. But we do have our RPM gauge, volt, temperature, fuel down here. Really nice Ritchie compass. And then we have these pods here that containing all of our instrumentation. We have all Raymarine units. This one's showing speed, this one's for depth. We have wind direction. Then we have our autopilot right here, followed up with a Raymarine C80 chart plot. Now as we head further into the cockpit, I do want to point out that we do have two large self-tailing winches for our jib sheets here at port and over on starboard, right over there. And then on top of the cabin top, we have two additional self-tailing winches, port and starboard, to handle all these control lines. And then we have nice bags to keep all the lines in until we're ready to use them so we're not tripping around. But I know that you all want to get down below, check out the salon, the two staterooms, and the head. So here we go, take a little bit of a look.
Hey guys, do you need a loan to buy your new boat? So many lenders. Who to choose? Are you getting the best rate? What if the boat I want is older than 20 years old? Not to worry, my friends. Boat Snoop has a solution. As a yacht broker, I have a boat loan broker and sponsor of this channel that many of my clients use to great satisfaction. I jokingly call him my boat lending leprechaun, holding the Holy Grail in his right hand while riding a unicorn over a rainbow into a pot of gold. You might ask, Clint, why do you call him that? Because this guy, he has been in the business for over 30 years and has connections to almost every major boat lender possible. Additionally, he has a good handful of lenders that can finance a boat 21 to 30 years old, and lenders that do that are not that common. Finally, he has one lending source that can finance boats over 30 years old. That's right, it could be possible to get a loan on an antique or classic boat. To summarize, using a boat loan broker such as this saves you time, as you only have to fill out one application instead of many from a whole host of different lenders, which is time-consuming and utterly exhausting. As many of my clients have found, he'll bring to you the best financing deals he can find and that you can qualify for. If you're located in the United States, need a boat loan for $20,000 US or more, and you are interested in connecting with my personally recommended boat lending leprechaun, just email me your name and best phone number at lender@boatsnoop.com. Upon receiving your email, I will personally introduce my lender and you via email. At that point, I just fade away and let the two of you get to work on financing your new boat.
And now that we're done with that commercial break, we will start down here in the salon, but in the galley area. So let's head on down and take a look. So we have a really large and protected galley. And what I mean by that is you kind of have a U-shaped. So imagine yourself fixing up some sandwiches or some dinner or some food, and you're out on the water and you're getting rocked and rolled, by some seas, some waves, that sort of thing. You can kind of hold on all over. You're not going to get bounced halfway across the boat really easily. Some people will actually take a line, connect it here with a hook, and they'll just hook it when they're in there. That way, if you get pulled this way by a wave, you're just kind of in there in a small protected area. Lots of room, huge, nice, deep stainless steel sinks, a good sized propane stove and oven here, nice cutting board on top, and it has two burners. And then to the right of the stove and oven, we have a huge storage area. And that would hold a huge amount of food. I like this little sliding rack so you can kind of slide it out of the way and access things in the back and forth. Makes it even more usable, even though that's a massive amount of space, which is just great. Having that, that's nice. And to the left of the stove, we have a really large, deep refrigerator that you could store a ton of refrigerated items. And then followed up with a really nice trash receptacle that's out of the way, but you're not just hanging a bag looped around this. So in the galley here, underneath this entrance ladder and this hatch right here is our universal 35 horsepower diesel. So I'm going to pull that ladder out, pull that cover off, and show you the amazing access you have to this motor. And then we're going to run it. So here we have the universal 35 horsepower diesel. One thing I love about these Catalinas is a lot of them, they have really great access to their motors. And so the steps pull away in the housing box, you can just take it right off, and you have such great access all around the motor. And as many of you know, that is not the case in so many sailboats. But we're going to start this motor up and run it for you so you can see how she runs. So now that we're done with the engine, I hope you enjoyed that. We are going to move up to the nav station. It does have a really nice seat that just flips out here so you can sit at the nav station. It swivels around. It's spring loaded, so it goes right back in when you're not using it. I really like that. Stores for maps or documentation or anything like that. Underneath there, nice access to your AC and DC control panel. Air conditioning control, VHF radio, nice and simple but clean. Moving further up the starboard side, I really like this little two-person table setup and seating setup that's on these Catalina 36s. And this one's no different. I like these blue cushions as well. I do want to point out this table does fold up, does come down, or it can be lowered. There's a little slot there. This can be lowered, and then you can put cushions out, and this can make a single bed for one person. And the same is true with your larger dining room table. Here you have the dining room table. You can see those little ledges down at the bottom. That dining room table, you can lower the leg there and place it down, then put cushions, and you could have 2 additional people sleep here. And then presto, once you're done with the table and you want a bunch of room there so you can walk around, kind of use it more like just a large couch, you can unhook the table and it stows right there up against the wall, nice and clean. Really opens this area up. And that's where you get that look, basically, where it's really, really large in here. So I really like that setup. So moving forward, we have a couple items here. We do have a LCD TV. I do want to point out that this mast is keel stepped, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it means it runs to the cabin top and runs down all the way to the keel.
And much preferred by many people compared to the deck step, which the mast ends at the top of the deck and doesn't come through. So for many people, that's going to be a real huge plus. So now we're going to move forward to our first stateroom, and it does also adjoin the sole head, or for those of you that are more land-based, bathroom. But this is a large, large head. When I get here, you may not be able to tell by looking at it that way, but you have to look about how much floor space there is. That's a massive amount of floor space. Or put it in perspective, that toilet seat, you could have 2 adults standing there, just great. Even 3. Why you would do that, I don't know. But my point is, you're going to have a lot of room. You're not going to be bumping elbows, that sort of thing. You can see the drains in the bottom, really good drains. So this is a wet head where you can just take a shower in here. It does have shower curtain that does pull around. You can see another one over there that will protect your mirror, so your mirror doesn't get all wet in your wood, that sort of thing. So you can take a shower. You have your toilet. You have your sink. But really nice, good-sized head. These Catalina 36 are also, really good sized. You really could lay 3 people side by side here because you're going to have your shoulders and head down here and your feet go there. But for 2 people, you're going to be just swimming in room. It's harder to tell on the video, obviously. We do have a nice little vanity mirror here that does open up. Additional hanging locker storage. And it's just really wide and roomy in here. Now if we close this door in here, I come around, you'll see one door here and the door we came in right there. This gives this master stateroom, is what I'm calling this V-berth, access to the head from here as well without having to go out into the salon. So as we exit the V-berth, all that's really left is our aft stateroom. So we're going to head on back. You see this door here, and we will take a look. Now, this is large. It has low headroom, but it is large. So, hanging locker, bunch of drawers there as well, for storage, clothing, that sort of thing. I didn't mention it, but I'm going to mention it now. The owners of this boat did mention that they got custom cushions from Catalina direct. They went up in the V-berth, and he said they are amazing. They are comfortable, and so the V-berth has it, and we'll take a closer look here. So in the aft stateroom, but these are custom made from Catalina Direct. You can also go to catalinadirect.com. They've been around forever, provide Catalina parts, but look at that room. And if that wasn't enough room, to kind of put it in perspective, that runs all the way across the boat to the other side. And I do believe there's another cushion in here, not the super duper one that's here, but another cushion so people could lay down and sleep there. What most people use it for, though, is a lot of storage. Now, in the engine part of the video, I told you there was great access, and you saw what great access there is. But there is additional access through here and then down underneath all of this. So you can pull this stuff out and get access to the transmission and everything else from the backside that you couldn't get up there, even though up there you could access almost all of the engine. So there's additional access, and that's really nice. So I hope you enjoyed this 2005 Catalina 36 Mark II tour. I always enjoy videoing a Catalina 36. I've done 2 in the past on this channel, and if memory serves me correct, they're really nice boats, solid boats. The manufacturers here in the U.S., they built more sailboats than any other U.S. manufacturer ever. It's kind of like a Chevy 350. With Catalina, you can get parts. There's websites like that one, Catalina Direct. But literally, Catalina, the factory, is in Largo, Florida, just on the north side of St. Petersburg. And they have years and warehouses worth of parts. So getting parts, not bashing any foreign manufacturers or other smaller manufacturers, but getting parts from Catalina is great. So I guess I'm giving a little Catalina commercial here. But I just really like them. It's like, like I said, a Chevy 350. You can find parts for it literally everywhere. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give that thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, remember I do a whole ton of different types of boats, from pretty darn large. I've never done a mega yacht yet. Maybe, hopefully, knock on wood, someday I will. But I do all kinds of different boats. Sailboats, catamarans, powerboats, and ranging in every shape and size. If you'd like to see more videos, you got to hit that subscribe button. So please do that right now. And that's pretty much it for today. So I'll catch you next time.